Hey, everybody. First of all, I just wanted to tell everybody that watched my little tutorial there, thank you. Thanks for watching. No, that's really, really awesome. And I did skip over some information just because I was so excited to share, and I was excited just to post something like that. And long story short, I got like, I don't know, 20 views in like a day and a half. Just kidding. It's okay. I didn't care about that. I think it's awesome. And don't mind my dogs. They're being insane. So I had a number of people after posting that video that messaged me on Facebook or posted in the comments, and oh my gosh, I love it. And so I just wanted to make another video real fast. Well, maybe not real fast because I tend to jabber. To see or to go over some of those questions that, because I'm sure if somebody ask them, somebody else might want to know too. Sorry. Anyway, so I just wanted to also point out that I just started with Leca, I don't know, like a year ago, maybe a little bit less. And so I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't consider it being an expert. I've had a lot of trial and error. I've been working from home and going to work in the plant, but that has also allowed for the time to dedicate to my plants, and my collection is exploded. Anyway, it would be really nice if these dogs would stop. That'd be great. So I'd like to share what has worked for me and what I've done, hence the last video. I'm so mad at myself that I missed a lot of good information. So the first question that was posed to me in a message was, how do you know how much Super Thrive to mix in your water? Because obviously in the Super Thrive box, there's not a dropper or a measuring tool or, oh, sorry, my hair looks crazy. I'm supposed to go get it cut this week. It's been 6 weeks. Anyway, what I do and what I've done, honestly, I grew into the bad habit of eyeballing, like during cooking. But with this, when it says on here, I think I've got oh, yep, here it is. On the directions, and I know it's hard, because sometimes you're like, ooh, it's hungry, and too much of it can hurt the plants. But it just says, let's see, excuse my dogs, they don't listen either. Oh, I guess I probably shouldn't have thrown away the thing. Metric, drop a cup. Okay, 1/4 of a teaspoon per gallon, or 1 ounce per 35 gallons. Well, I don't carry 35 gallons around with me. Weekly house plants, drop a cup, 4 ounce, or, okay. So really what I do is, if I don't use the little measuring cup that says teaspoon, which that's also a good idea too. If you have those little measuring cups, that would be great. Oh my gosh, sorry. What I do then is I would just put, and I don't know if it goes down that low. I don't know that I have one that goes down that low. If you just take like a regular teaspoon measuring cup and just put a little bit in there, and that way you can kind of see, and it doesn't say drops. Anyway, if you're not comfortable with that, the other thing that I would suggest to do is, stop. Anyway, the other thing I would suggest to do is to grab like a spoon, like a small spoon, and measure it that way. So then just take like just a little bit, and it stinks, but it'll be okay. It's fine. Honestly, like I said earlier, this is just what works for me. I just fill up my gallon jug about halfway with warm-ish water, and then I just kind of go, doop. That's it. for the whole thing. And then I fill it up the rest of the way with warm water again. And then I just kind of let it hang out for a little bit. I don't necessarily use it right away. I don't know. I'm weird with my quirky things. But you'll get used to it. And it'll be okay if you don't have as much as the recipe calls for. So if you're lower on the lower end of nutrients, it's not going to hurt anything. Now, if you obviously want to be like, I mean, we're not going to do that. So I know it's kind of hard to get used to and be like, oh, this chick's telling me to eyeball it. I'm just saying, go doop for your gallon jug. I don't know. That's just what works for me. So the other question that I had was, how do you know how much water to use in your reservoir? Fantastic question. So as in my other video, I showed the plants with the reservoir and the ones without. So when I use the plants in the reservoir, let me just grab one and then make my dogs go away. Okay. Okay, so with this pretty little thing, I know that when I potted it, I'm gonna have to redo it pretty soon anyway, because this thing has just, the roots in this have, I mean, really grown. So what I do, let's see. So when I potted this, and this is just the nursery pot it came in, I cleaned it, although it doesn't look like it. I cleaned it on the inside and outside, and I covered the bottom layer to about right here with the Leca. And then from there, I just kind of set the oh my Lanta, these things are gonna get on my nerves, okay? I just set the plant right on top of just a layer, because I know that the roots took up a lot of space. So I wanted them to have enough room to do what they needed to do. So I just put Leca, and then it's like roots right here, and then I put the Leca on top. So reservoir water, okay? Oh my gosh, I just got these things. Well, when I bought a whole bunch of them from Walmart, these little ones were 97 cents at Walmart. So just for the record. I put this in first before, just so I could take the time to give it a thorough water when I first mixed the Super Thrive in it. And then when I pulled it up, I don't know if you can see or not. Oh yes. So right here is where I have the water level that the water level reaches right here when I stick it in here. So when I go to, actually, you know what, better yet, I'll just show you. I'm gonna set this down for 3 seconds. Okay, so in this plant, like some of them, they're totally different. So if you don't have one this big, just be mindful of where your roots are in the nursery pot. So when I look at this, I can basically see that the water level is about right here, which would make sense with the line on the nursery pot. So I just put my Super Thrive mix right about here, just enough to where that bottom level of the Leca can soak up that water. And that's also why you put that bottom layer there too, so that way your roots just aren't sitting. They're not sitting in straight up water mix, because that will cause root rot. And I've experienced a couple of times where I had plants that had a couple of root rot situations that we had to take care of. So my suggestion is to keep your water level just, I'm talking this much below, where just be mindful in pots like these where you can't see on the inside of it. Now I'm sure there are clear ones that you can, but in this case and in some other cases that I've got going on over there, just be mindful of where the roots are. You have a layer of the leca on the very bottom of the nursery pot, and then you let those roots kind of go wherever. And that's also why in the other video I kind of shook it a little bit, so that way I could see or let the roots kind of do their thing around the leca balls. It's just a lot of trial and error. I mean, to be completely honest, that is how I've learned. That I've watched YouTube videos, and I have read blogs, and I've joined that Facebook group, and it's been super helpful. And you guys might come up with something that I don't do, or that works better for you, and that's totally fine. Like, that's why I love this stuff, because there's so many different ways to be successful with leca, and I've just grown to love it, and it's a big old addiction, and I could be addicted to other things, and houseplants are kind of my jam. So the next question that I got was the differences between like Super Thrive and like my other one, Maxi Grow. Okay, so the way that I was teaching for a while before I got my job down at the beef plant that I work at. And so a lot of the ways that I comprehend things is I try to make mind movies, or I try to make it to where things make sense in my brain so I can make sense of it out of my brain. So what I think of Super Thrive is kind of like when you're a baby, I'm not gonna make a steak for a baby. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna give that baby like the vitamins and the things that are going to kind of give it a jump start, like give it a go, help it do its thing. It's basically just a vitamin solution. The Super Thrive is it's just like a vitamin solution, and really that just kind of gives it a good foundation to hang out in water. I mean, I don't really know how else to put it, because I'm not going to use I'm not going to use Maxi Grow on the plants that I put in leca yesterday. I think that that's too much, too quick, not to mention, when you do transfers and stuff like that, your plant does need time to readjust and just to get acclimated to its environment and all that business. So Super Thrive is what I use for like the first couple of real flushes, where I take the leca out, I take the plant out of its pot or vase or whatever I have it in. And like I said in the other video, where I really, really believe that rotating the leca is important. And you might not find that it works that way for you. And that's totally okay. It is. It is. So I use the Super Thrive for the first couple of flushes. And then after about a month, give or take, that's kind of when I'll start introducing the Maxi Grow. And basically what I think of Maxi Grow is it's like good boost, like way boosty. I mean, it's like everything that it needs and then more. What it really is for is it encourages the growth of seedlings, cuttings, rapidly. So it's like for a baby, I'm gonna give it Super Thrive. For a teenage kid or a teenage plant, whatever, the mature ones that have been in the Super Thrive for a while, I'm gonna go with the Maxi Grow. And all you do with that, and this one actually, like, kudos to General Hydroponics, because check it out. Ta-da! So that basically, well, I've used it, gross, sorry. This is 1 tablespoon and then a teaspoon. And honestly, if you were to clean this thing out, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that before? If you were to clean this thing out, because obviously it's been sitting in this bad boy, dude, you could probably just use this in that. Telling you what, not all the way, because it says 1/4 of a teaspoon for the Super Thrive, but I'll bet you, oh my gosh, that's so great. Anyway, And even on the label here, it says, change nutrient reservoir weekly. Use mild strength nutrients for young plants and increases strength as the plants grow. This value represents product. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it probably would not hurt. And I don't know, I've never experienced it, I've never done it. I've always used the Super Thrive first. I don't think it would hurt your plant. Don't quote me on it, but I'll bet you if like you just had this, something is better than nothing, because as you all know, hey, that's enough. The Leca does not contain nutrients by itself. So, I mean, you guys are insane. Gina, come here. Come here. Yeah, no. This is Gina. Oh, and she just burped. That's embarrassing. Okay, so what else? After about a month, yeah, I definitely, maybe even a little bit longer, I switch over to the Leca. Hey, that's enough. Hey, down. Good girl. So what else was I gonna say? Oh, I didn't say to get up. Ooh, get over here. Come here. Down. Thank you. Okay. So I don't know if I mentioned this or not the other day, but I do check the plants regularly. Every single day, I'm checking plants. Whether, like today, I went to work and I was at work for the majority of the day. I came home and I'm like planting it up because I'm like, I missed you guys today. Not to mention, I still need to put water in my humidifier and anyway, so I always check water levels every single day. And there's nothing wrong. If you notice that, hey, my plant was thirsty today and there's less water in it than the day before, you can add some water. I mean, if it's still just below those roots, I'm telling you what, that tells you that your plant is getting exactly what it needs. Oh, look at my calathea just hanging out. So you can see that your plant is getting what it needs, and the water is not going to hurt it. Now, would I use strictly, I mean, there's been a couple of plants where I just used strictly water. Why, I don't know. There was like 8 wild hairs going on, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this. Did I let it go for very long? No, I did not, because I'm like, ooh, it's hungry. It needs some nutrients and love. So if you want to top it off with some water, dude, your plant will probably thank you for it. So, and then of course, you know, I don't know why calatheas are so finicky, but I went and put several into Leca reluctantly. Now the plant stand, the pot that I'm using to hold my phone is definitely not in Leca because it's too pretty. Look at it. It's already like bowing out for the night. I'm like borderline jealous. But anyway, so there was a couple of times with the calathea that I used a little bit of water. Actually, I've got like 5 or 6 in Leca, I don't know. But it doesn't hurt it one bit, especially if it's in between flushes and you're like, oh, my plant is thirsty. It's okay. It's okay. The other thing, what else was I gonna say? And I'm sorry if y'all don't find my measuring ways of Super Thrive to be beneficial. But I mean, if you use too much of it, first of all, I think that you'll figure it out real fast because it'll be smellier than usual. And what I would probably do in that instance is I would probably grab maybe 2 to 3, depending on how much extra you put in, I would grab like 2 to 3 other jugs and not dump it in the drain. I would probably just use the overdoing that you put into to mix up at first. I would probably dilute that in between like 3 or 4 other jugs, just depending on how much or accidentally you overdid it. And then just separate them out into the jugs. That way you're not wasting it or the water by dumping it. I want to keep making these because, first of all, it's fun. And I missed out on some really important things that I should have said the other day, but I couldn't help it. Either way, I appreciate your guys' time. Everybody's busy. I hope everybody's doing well. Excuse my dogs because we chose not to listen. Anyway, just let me know. Oh my gosh. So if there's anything that you guys do differently, let me know. Dude, this is so fun. And I'm just sharing what I love. I don't know. I'm sharing what I love. And I appreciate the people that reached out to me and you know, through messages or on the posts and stuff. Yes, thanks. And good luck. And let me know if eyeballing not your thing for your Super Thrive. I'm telling you, find the Maxi Grip. Oh, it doesn't have to be Maxi Grip, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't even think about this till just now, where you could literally just, maybe the next time that I have to flush all of these bad boys again, which Mondays are usually like my Leca flush days. I don't think that you guys want to listen to me ramble for 3 hours, which is usually what it takes. Maybe longer, it depends. You could just take that Super Thrive and just, man, there you go. You got a quarter right there. I mean, seriously. That's so good. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna do that. The next time, I'm gonna make a video of how I mix that because it's really important. It's really important because, like, plants and soil, obviously, I mean, I know that you should probably fertilize, I don't know, in the summertime months. I think I did once a month with my outside plants because I've got a ton of landscape. Sometimes it's overbearing, but I would fertilize probably once a month. But without the nutrients that's in the soil, without that's in the Leca, I mean, it's just like starving. I mean, you can give it water all day long, but without those really important nutrients, you're not gonna do much good. And just like me, when I just rinsed out one of my calatheas and just used water, it was literally only for like 2 days. It wasn't much. Anyway, sorry I'm rambling. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry about my dogs. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.